everyone will have Coach make his opening statement and take some questions. Whenever you're ready.
You bet. Yeah, just good to get a lot of guys out there today, and of course, get the win and just a good week of practice. Good locker room downstairs. Excited about a few things. One, getting a lot of guys on the field. Had some shout outs to some of the walk-ons in particular who put in a lot of work. Guys who got some stops and put the ball in the end zone, and then just looking ahead too, to the excitement of what lies ahead with the Iron Bowl and the opportunities that are in front of us. And so, a lot of the things that we would just have goals for are all there, and the things we set out to do at the beginning of the season or even way back in January, right in front of us. So go attack it, and I know we're going to do that, but love the response that we had this week, all week in the work on practice.
Thank you, Coach. Let's start on the right side on the front with Charlie.
Yeah, Coach, just want to see if you had an update on Josh Cuevas and maybe how long he'll be down for.
Yeah, we'll just kind of have to see how he comes along here during the week next week.
Gentlemen on the other side, Nick.
Yeah, we saw Ryan Grubb on the sideline today. What went into that decision, or are we going to continue seeing that?
Yeah, it's just we'll talk about it afterwards, but it's something he's been thinking about here for a while now, and just communication, trying to see if there's a way where you're always trying to make things better. And doesn't mean it was bad before, but just something different. And today was a good opportunity to do that. So we'll hash that out and kind of see what we want to do moving forward. Thought it was good though. I thought the communication was really good, and there's an impact I think he makes when he's around the players. They feed off him, and I thought the communication again between the coaches and him just being right there with them and overseeing everything and getting a feel of what's happening. It was good.
Let's go to Colin, staying on front left.
Hey, Kalen. What was your message to Connor Talty? It seemed like there was kind of a visceral reaction from fans after he missed that field goal, and when he came back for an extra point. What was kind of your message to him as he continues to struggle? Yeah,
I just hope I wish they'd have their back like I know our locker room has his back, and he's working hard, and he had a great week of practice. I don't think he missed one all week, and we put him all over the place. So, he's going to keep plugging away, and just want everyone to support him. I mean, he's just like every other player on our football team, giving everything he has.
Let's go to Hunter on the front right.
Yeah, just going off that, what went into the decision to put in Peter Notaro and then bring Talty back into the game after?
Well, we were maybe thinking we were going to get another chance with some field goals and things like that. We wanted to try to get a number of guys opportunities. You saw we had multiple, I think 4 kickers out there that all got their chances, and we're probably hoping that we could get another chance to get him out there, and that never popped up.
On the far right, Emily Grace.
Coach, 8 rushing touchdowns today. Obviously, relative to the defense that you are playing, but we've often talked about how there needs to be a confidence and belief that this team can run the ball. So what did you see in that area, and what does this set this team up for going forward?
Yeah, I just think that it's always execution and just more reps. Everything, you get better with reps, and it doesn't matter what your position is, head coach, position coach, player. And so, a day like today, there's just a lot of reps, and we had a shake up there with the offensive line with Gino in there and a few other guys. And so, again, more reps for those guys against, the looks that we saw. And so, Dip mixed in running backs, and I thought they all ran hard and got their opportunities. And so, it's just trying to build on everything. Again, I thought a week ago, I thought we took a step forward, and we'll watch the film and continue to go back to work. And I feel like we got a physical football team, both sides of the ball, and that's what it's going to come down to here as we go down this home stretch.
A question for Drew, second row.
Coach, I was going to ask you about the tight ends. Obviously, Cuevas, you said you'll decide to see what happens in practice. You got to see a lot of them today. How does that, if with his availability being in question, how does that change things, and how do you go forward with the tight end spot and how you rotated it today?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you bet. Caleb, he's played all year. He's had big catches going back to the very beginning of the season, and just the combination of guys working together, I think, is always key. Whether they're working together in the blocking schemes, and that was a big part of what we were trying to do too, is just getting some of those guys reps together. Building for the future. And so, there's intentionality on some of the calls and personnel groupings, with the potential situations that could happen. And, I thought getting Marshall Pritchett, who's going to be a really good football player, the last few weeks, he's really gained a lot of steam, gotten a few reps. He's been great on special teams, and, we saw him early in the season, scout team tearing it up and, getting healthier throughout the year. And now he's out there, doing his thing. And it was good to see he get comfortable. It was good to see Brody out there making some plays and playing physical too.
All right, let's finish up with Theo right across the aisle.
How do you evaluate Keelan's growth over the past 2 months since we've seen him, and what do you think of his performance out there?
Yeah, I credit him. I credit our staff. I think, it's always hard to get three guys a lot of reps in practice, but I think we've really done a good job. And credit to Nick Sheridan, Ryan Grubb of having some intentionality about how we can get all those guys really important, valuable reps, and they take it very seriously. Not just when they're on the field, but when they're behind the line, going through their checks and giving these guys a chance to go out there and play. You can see I thought he made a lot of good decisions. There's, one to finish a drive there. Probably got a little anxious, a little quick on it. I think hang in there a little bit longer. He could have made something happen, but that's going to happen, especially with where he's at in his progression. But come a long ways throughout the season. The way he spits out things in the huddle, just command of the offense, command of the verbiage. He's right there and doing a great job. As is Austin Mack. Austin goes out there and really don't skip a beat with any of those guys.
Coach, we do have one more follow-up here.
Yeah,
Charles.
yeah.
Go ahead, Charlie.
Just sticking with the quarterbacks, what did you see from Ty today, and what was your message to him after those 2 picks?
Well, yeah, the last one, he has to throw it in the end zone at the end of the half. In fact, I told him, I'm glad you threw it in the end zone because that means the stats don't matter, right? Because that would be one where a lot of quarterbacks would have just checked it down and, you're up 28-0, I think it was at the time, and they don't want that. I appreciate that about Ty. That's going to do no good. Your goal is to try to score. And so, he had a good week of practice and probably forced the one in there. I'll have to see the film a little bit. I haven't checked that play, but probably forced that one in there. I think sometimes that happens in these games is you try to force the ball down the field. He didn't get as many opportunities. Probably knew it was going to be a shortened game, but you got to be disciplined. And I really feel like he'll do that moving forward, just like he has all season.
Thank you, Coach.
You bet. Yep.
Oh, it was great out there. Just enjoying the moment. Last year senior day, just go out there and enjoy the moment. Let all the younger guys get in there and just go in there and score.
It's the first time in, I think, 30-plus years that Bama's had that many rushing touchdowns in a game. I guess, what does that mean to you?
Oh, it mean a lot. First, let's thank the O-line, for doing what they're doing up front, and open up holes for us. And, I give all credit to them.
Jam, how important is it to get into a nice rhythm before the Iron Bowl?
Oh, it's a great rhythm. It gives us, a confidence boost, leading in next week.
What did you see from a couple of the younger quarterbacks there in Austin and Keelan?
Oh, each one of them did great. Once their time come, they go out there and be great.
What's your message to Ty Simpson heading into next week?
Oh, man, just stay focused, stay level-headed, don't let no distraction, background noise distract you.
How big will the win be for the state of Alabama and for you guys?
Right now we're just focused on this win. We're just going to take it week by week. Starting next week, once we get in that game plan, then we'll get our head in that way.
The College Football Playoff Committee knocked Alabama's running game. What kind of statement do you guys feel like you made here today in response to that?
It's always room for improvement, So we just got to keep going, take it there in practice, just continue to build our craft and just get better.
You talked about improvement before
based on today, how much better do you feel this team's running game is than week 1?
Oh, it's been great. You know, no matter if we're doing the best of the best, you know, it's no matter what, it's always room for improvement.
Jim, what was the biggest message Coach DeBoer gave you after the game? Gave you guys after the game?
You know, let's just keep going. You know, take this 24-hour rule. You know, celebrate. Once the hour rule is over, then you know, just focus on the next opponent.
Maybe not your last game in Bryant-Denny Stadium, maybe we'll have to see, but last one in the regular season, were there any emotions associated with that today, and what's just your feeling about having played here the last 4 years?
You know, these 4 years went by quick. You know, it's like I just got out of high school, you know, now last year here at Bama. But, you know, it was a great moment playing at this stadium. Not hopefully for the last time, but, you know, just soaking in the moment.
You and Ty talked about that with each other at all? Because I know you guys came in together and you talked all the time about that.
You know, we always talk about we dream for this. You know, been waiting for me and him to be in the backfield together. It's just time comes. It was great.
Thanks, Jim. Thank you. Thank you.
Take care of business to get all those young guys in. I wasn't thinking about holding the ball.
You know, being able to be part of a rushing attack where it scores 8 touchdowns, what is that like?
Credit to the running backs. They did a great job of reading our blocks, making us right if we were wrong. And it was an emphasis all week, and it's a good feeling to go out there and run the ball.
As an offensive lineman especially, like, in what ways do you enjoy being able to have a game where you just dominate in the running game like that?
I just like seeing that guy and the other guys in his room that are working so hard all year to get that game going. As an offensive lineman, that's what I want to do. Some guys make jokes, can't give up a sack on a run play, so love running the ball. Love getting those guys paid. Sorry, Jan's behind the cameras for context. There you go, brother.
What went well, I guess, up front to allow you guys to create so much space?
Sorry, I think we did a good job of just understanding the game plan, really taking coaching throughout the week, fitting up our doubles well, communication at the line of scrimmage. I think that was a big emphasis for us too. And it takes everybody on offense, it takes all 11 out there. Quarterbacks to get us in the right spot, maybe change the run, receivers blocking their tails off on the edge, us doing our job up front, and the running backs doing a great job again, just to find a place to run and run through.
What was it like having Coach Grubb on the sideline today?
It was awesome. He would come over, coach us up. He told us he would be on the sideline because he just felt like he could help, and I think he did. It was a big positive for sure.
And then being a former offensive line coach too, does that add to anything for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, he knows what he's talking about when he talks about offensive line play. I mean, there's a lot of, he just brings a lot of valuable insight, maybe tweaking a drill here and there, bringing to his side. They watch a little film with you, point out stuff in your game to help with, and I thought he helped tremendously.
For those people who have never experienced the Iron Bowl before, those younger guys that are about to see it for the first time, how would you describe it?
I don't know. I mean, you can ask me tomorrow. It's 24-hour rule. Gonna enjoy this one today. Go hang out with the fellas and enjoy this one for all the guys that got in.
Are there any emotions knowing senior day probably just played your last game in the stadium?
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't know what I think this year, the transfer guys, but